Takina rā te kawaorongo kia pūrea nei ngā au o tāwhiri mā te au mai tawhiti nui, tawhiti roa, tawhiti pāmā māo, ki te kūreitanga o a kūraukura e te tia nei. E rongo waka iri ake ki runga tūturu waka maua kia tīna, uie, tae ki e. E ngā mate o te wā kona numi atu rā ki awai ki nui hawaii ki roa awai ki pāmā māo. Nei ko te ngawi, nei ko te tangi o mātou, e no o pauri i raro i te kāpua pauri. Mo i o nei koutou e wakarongo ana ki ngā tangi o te ao o te pō, ko te tangi o te aroha, e wakama ana ai i ngā maara o koutou ko mene atu rā ki te pō. Nō reira, rukutai pō ko te pito mate ki te pito mate. Rukutaia ko te pitora ki te pitora. Ti e kūreperepe, ti e kūraparapa, ti e mauri ora. Nau mai rarau mai e te tia te tā. Ki tēnei o ngā hōtaka reo Māori e kiangi nei ko ka PAO. Aotira, he kaupapa e waka nui i ngā kai waiata o Aotearoa, ngā kai waiata reo Māori, ngā tangata Māori, e waka pūmau ana, e aro atu ana ki ngā āhuatanga o te waiata. Hoi anō ko tō tātou nei manu iri i te ragi nei, ko hau mai tō tātou manu iri e kiangi nei ko tōna ingoa, ko Unity Wara, nō reira, e te tuahine. Nau mai, welcome.
Kia ora naniko. How are you doing?
You know me, my friend. You know, these last couple of days have been pretty hectic, eh? Oh, COVID and all.
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling you there. We've been isolated since Sunday.
Yeah. So how's that been for you and your whānau?
It's been interesting. It's actually been a little bit of a blessing in disguise, I think. Yeah. Isolation's been, it's not often you actually get this time to spend with your whānau. With my hectic schedule of teaching at 9 kura and other jobs that I have, it's actually really nice to actually be able to have the time out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You're getting to rest though?
Yeah, I am having a rest, and we've our backyard we've actually got set up. I'm looking at it now. It's set up like a gym.
Actually, I did see that you and the boys had been doing a couple of games. I recommend that. I want to do that with my babies.
Mato Maui, man, it's the bomb.
Yeah. I've done it a few times, and I tend to just play on it sometimes, like make sure that I make it far away so they can't get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is too close. But if they're gonna come this way, then I try to...
Yeah. Oh, there was a few collisions. We had a few collisions. And one of my boys did the splits.
See, these are the kind of games that we're needing, whānau. We need to do some of these things. Like, I've actually put it out there to the whānau today. What are some things that we need to get ready and prepared for? What would you recommend?
Well, with doing things like, you're talking about an ISO, eh?
Yeah.
Just making sure you've got all the essentials in your cupboard, and making sure that you've got a plan in place of things to do. But it's also okay to just stop. We're so structured and we're so in routine and all that sort of stuff. It's actually nice to just stop and just sit back and go, okay, I'm just going to sit on the deck and look at the beautiful flowers and the beautiful trees in my backyard, and then and then go do what you need to do and get stuff done. But it's it's hard being away from kura because I'm missing the girls, I'm missing my students, I'm missing all the kids. But it's also really good because I'm about to go into study as of next week. So yeah.
Well, congratulations, by the way, my friend.
Yeah, thank you.
I know
That's
that
exciting.
I know that everybody is getting prepped and ready for studies. Like, I'm going into study. I haven't studied for a year. Usually I'm always studying. So within the year, I feel like, my brain hasn't had any information, just
stimulation. Intellectual stimulation.
Stimulation.
I haven't studied in a few years. I studied in 2020. I did Paupohuia through Te Wanango Raukawa, my level 4. And I've actually studied 3 times since I've been here in Taranaki. along the
wow.
lines of, you know, Te Reo Māori and Māori performing arts. So, yeah.
So let's speak about performing arts. Let's talk about since, well, gee, it's been 5 months since we last did our last interview. And there's,
Aye.
again, like another positive change. You did give us pre-warning that you were having a song being released around this time for this year. So let's
Aye.
talk about that. What's the name of the Waiata Fest?
Rau I Ka Mai. And actually, one of the first times I performed that was actually out at Pariaka, just before Dave Dobbin. I think you were there that night.
Yeah,
I
it
think,
was.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was.
So yeah, and I think Shirlene was with me. She was doing some of the BVs because we'd done the Maori tribute show out at Mayfair when it was Mayfair. So yeah, she jumped up and was part of that. And yeah, so that's one of the. I actually wrote that song. Oh, well, it would have been about 6 or 7 years ago, but it was actually Matua Raymond Kaiki. He did,
Oh,
yeah,
Maturay.
yeah. So he did all the
Raymond.
yeah, he did.
Raymond.
Well, so Raymond was his wife was brought up with my father, so there's quite a strong connection there, and so it's been quite cool. But yeah, he wrote that and put it into Te Reo Māori because I'm not blessed enough to be able to speak complete fluent yet. I say yet.
Got you. Got you, my mate. Yeah. But in saying so, so the kaupapa of Rau I Ka Mai, it's quite unique. So you two both work together, and what was the outcome for you going through that journey?
Well, I mean, really, it was talking about, you know, coming to Taranaki and about me spreading my wings and just being me in Taranaki and being, you know, not from here, being in a different place, coming from my hometown. I've been there for 33 years to here, and this has now become my home. Been here now this April, 12 years. Oh no, hold on, 11 years. And so when I went to Matua, I said I want to write a waiata about Taranaki and Taranaki and he and where I'm from and all that sort of stuff. He put in a beautiful song together, and then after that he put it into Rio, and then I put the songs to it. So I mean the chords and the structure to it. So realistically, Matua wrote it for me. I gave him a concept, and you know, so I'd love to be able to take full credit for it, but I can't because, you know, he was a huge reason why I got into it. And actually, I taught the New Plymouth Girls High School that song a couple of years ago. So it made it a waiata aringa.
So,
Yeah.
so this song has actually had a few forms, right? So we're talking about being on stage,
Right.
being a ringa. It's now being produced and it's out there on Spotify and
Right.
everything like that. E wama, for those of you who are watching, in the comments below, we will have the link there for you so you can go directly to the URLs and find out and listen for yourself. But let's talk about the timing of the song. So last week, a couple of weeks ago, actually, I had Jackson Owens, who's the lead singer of Sons of Zion, and he spoke about, you know, that his song took a couple of years. His new song took a couple of years, right? So, and my songs are exactly the same. A lot of people's songs to get from A to Z. So let's talk about that A to Z process. So where did it first? When was it first? Timeline wise, we did it first start.
Oh, so it would have been when I first. So I would say when I first started doing Te Ao Māori, I went to Matua first and got a little bit of guidance through him, and you know he's a very busy man, and you know I am that person that reaches out and asks for help if I want to. I knew I needed to learn my reo, and I knew he was going to be the one to help me, but then he put me onto people that could help me, and so on and so on, and that's when we had a kōrero about waiata because I wanted to go into kura with some of my own waiata, but this has really become my own waiata in a sense that you know, I've put it out on Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube, and then I've also used it at the school And I, so APRA know about it, all that sort of stuff. And it's been a process, and it's now kind of, in the actual song itself, it's got a little bit of, you've got your conch in there, you've got your purerehua, and then it goes into a bit of a reggae beat. So it's like
nice.
It's kind of gone. Woo!
Yeah. I felt it was quite like the whole motion of it all. I could see what you were saying, like, that connection that you were looking for had, like trying to strengthen that. Yeah, I could feel that. I watched it a couple of years ago when it first came out. Sorry, Whānau. I'll let you talk about it. So yes, your song went through there, but now we have a video, right? That was done a couple of years back.
Yeah. It was just done in studio. It was just done in the studio, and we honestly just made up a quick mesh video. It was very impromptu and just a real relaxed vibe. However, my goal is with my songs, which I have 5 out now, but with this one particularly, is once we're out of lockdown, I want to do it where I incorporate my kids, all my students. I want the girls to be performing, and in fact, they are actually in that. Some of my Māori performing arts girls are in that video, and I've used snippets of it because it's, that's a huge part of my my livelihood, because that's my students, that's my teaching, that's what I'm about to go and study, is to after 12 years of teaching, my teacher's degree, so it's I want the kids to be part of it. In fact, most of the songs that I do, I probably have most kids a part of it.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that I've noticed with you is that you're pretty committed to our tamariki, and like being consistent in giving them not only waiata, but like vocal training. I've seen you talk about leadership and what that may look like for a 5-year-old right up into a teenager. But so you've got the video. Did you do this all at a particular studio, or was it like chopped and changed here and there with different studio productions?
No, it was all done in studio on the day, and that was at Rhythm Ace out at Oakura with Sam the man. He is awesome. He's awesome. That's where I've done all my music with him. Yeah. So no, but we didn't have anyone else involved. It was just him and I. That was it.
Oh, cool! Big props up to our mate. Our mate. Okay, so Whānau, we've got a waiata. Well, we've got Rauika Mai on video for everybody to watch. So e hoa mā anei te waiata o Unity Wara e kiangi nei ko Rauika Mai. Aroha mai, Whānau. It's just going to take me a bit of a while, but anena. Tēnei taki wa o taranaki, te puku o te ko tai
manga Waki ana ki te rau o te toroa Kia u, kia piri, kia hona Ki te rau ko tahi e Puia te hau e kawe ana I te kupu o te takiwa Mai te torua I huru mai e karere ki te au Kia rau I ka mai E te iwi aroa e Kia ke tatoa tai nunui a tai roroa Kia tue tue ngā kupu o tina O te tātou ka heke mō ngā piri mai ra tata mai ra Kia kotahi te haa E ko te pui ko te weo Ko te aka ko te taura Ko te tuira yeah Kia uru mai ki te weo Te o marama Puia te au e kawe ana I te kupu o te takiwa Mai te torua I hora mai e karere ki te rau Kia rau I ka mai E te iwi aroa e Puia te au e kawe ana I te kupu o te takiwa Mai te torua I hura mai e karere ki te rau Kia rau I ka mai E te iwi aroa e E te iwi aroa E te iwi aroa E te iwi aroa E te iwi aroa E te
Homai te paki wānau. Homai te piki paki. Nā reira. Oh my gosh. Okay, so was that a lot of fun making that?
Well, yeah, it really was. And I think, you know what actually, even just sitting here watching that video, I haven't watched it in a while, it's just made me realize how much I've grown as a artist and as a teacher. Like my rōpū did Pai Rangatahi last year, and the amounts of growth that they've done, it just it sort of almost makes you a little bit emotional actually, because it's like oh, I'm growing up so much.
You know, like I remember watching that particular performance by your girls. In fact, that would have been what, 2018, 19?
I think it would be
18?
2019, the first year I did Māori Performing Arts.
Yeah, and like that year was quite tough for our kids because you know, like we had, I'd say new rules, right? Rules that were pertaining to how do you get into to the nationals. And I know that a lot of our wānau have worked real hard within our community to kind of uplift our kids into the next level. And we've got people like yourself who are engaging. I find, and just correct me if I'm wrong, but I find that a lot of support isn't provided to our tutors, and there are support that is there, but it's within a time frame. Like I've seen that many of our tutors are out there teaching te reo Māori or being taught te reo Māori. What about you? Like you're talking about your reo journey. What does that look like for you at the moment?
So my real journey at the moment is, I'm up to level 4 with Te Wanango Raukawa. However, I'm about to start my studies, and part of that I was actually implementing Te Reo Māori, which is really good, and the iwi hapu studies. And I am so excited and so terrified at the same time because I've already got a huge workload, but it's all right. Give a person, what do they say, is, if you want something done, give it to a busy person.
Yeah.
Yes. But I think with me teaching, because I teach the kapahaka, Māori Performing Arts and Te Reo Māori Year 9, it's just really implementing and actually, because, if we don't keep practicing the reo, we lose it. And I think with me doing the basics with everybody, even just right down to the 5-year-olds, and going back to ahaka ma and going back to pronunciation of towns and all that sort of stuff, and just your straightforward greetings and stuff, I think for me is really good because it's just enforcing what I know and helping me do it more. And it's making me implement more at home and more anywhere I go. So and it's, I say to people, like I think I've said to you, conversate with me in real, and if I don't know what you're saying, I'll say, hey, what? Pardon?
I think one of the biggest things, like, and I know that you're on the same path here, is that a lot of people end up belittling like others, and in the music industry in kapahaka, we're seeing that quite often. I suppose, like I've been exposed as a tutor to other mannerisms that I don't agree with, but that doesn't mean that I don't acknowledge their perspective. And but I just remember things completely different, and I know that you're exactly the same. So I believe that if anybody's watching this and they've got like information and they want to give their 2 cents worth, like, how do you feel that they need to come to you? Like, because I know that for me, that's you can't just come to me, like, because I'm like that. You've seen it where people have just come to me and I'm just like,
you're like, I think well, I'm a very approachable person, and I think that's why the kids gravitate to me, because I become their friend. I become their person who they see in the shops. I become that person who they can come to, and I just want to be that person that that they aspire to be or look up to, and can and so I just like. But when it comes to people approaching me, and if I like no mai haere mai, if someone wants to tell me I'm doing something wrong, come and talk to me, or like message me. Don't put it on Facebook or don't write about it in the news. Come and talk to me, because I'm human. I'm not going to bite your head off. I like constructive criticism. I like to know when I'm doing things wrong, because it's so important. I need to know that I'm doing things wrong so I can learn from it to do better.
And that's what I love about when we have our discussions. They're very like robust, and so like I find that we actually go down to the finer details, but like not one conversation is going to solve my problem or your problem or give a different outlook or whatever it is that we're needing for that particular topic, right? But I know that because there's just so much going on within Te Ao Māori, and there's so much going on now that we've got COVID. So to provide our tamariki with cultural resources, as well as our tutors and teachers like yourself, that's like not being identified, right?
Yeah. I think it's just really important that we all tautoko one another, because that's what we're about, and we're about like helping other people, and everyone wants to see each other grow, and succeed and do well in life, because, you know, we're on this earth for a short time. You know, and I know myself, I've definitely had my fair share of ups and downs. And, you know, it's important that, you know, if people feel like they can do my job better than me, or if they feel like they can see me doing something more better within my job, then honestly, come and talk to me, because I'm all about that. I really am. I just, you know, I welcome criticism. Obviously, it's got to be in a nice way. You don't need to be nasty about it, but it needs to be constructive, so that, you know, and same with other people. I'm like an open book. If I feel like someone's doing something wrong, I will talk to them in a constructive way, and not whereas that's condescending and putting you down, because I've definitely felt that when it comes to the Te Ao Māori world. You know, I've definitely felt like, okay, I've almost felt like I've wanted to give up a few times. You know, it's just like, you know, so all I want, you know.
No, like, see, and this is a message for those that are watching, those who need to hear this. We all need to support each other, especially now more than ever. There's so much restrictions already that we don't need each other to restrict. We don't need our whānau, our extended whānau, and our hapu and iwi relations from all over the maunga, restricting ourselves, but get ourselves involved and support each other. I know for myself, we've been more close now since our mate passed, since our mate upgraded up into Hawaii, and I could just imagine all the songs that she's been singing up there with all the greats. Our friend Tira. And I'm quite blessed that I've gained a new friend like you, my mate. So I know that we've gone through we've gone through some wicked changes, good changes musically as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you, Queen.
This is not an interview about me. Thank you very much.
Hey, got to acknowledge your greatness too, my friend.
So, these next couple of months, give us a highlight of what you've got. You've got a couple of gigs coming up, I hear.
Yeah, so I've got a couple of gigs coming up, in the sense of like, I've got another song releasing probably next month, which is called Sweet Inspiration, about my tamariki, actually. It's got a different feel to it, but it's, you know. But also I've just got your Mike's Bistro. I'm singing there. That's next week.
We like Mike's.
Yeah, Mike's.
We love Mike's.
Going to Mike's. So that's the 18th, and that's 7:30 to 9:30. And then I'll be playing at Three Sisters again next month.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and I'm still working on another piece that I'm doing, a creative piece of Maurako Patu and Poi, for a possible potential show for the near future. So, but with COVID, I've just got to keep practicing, and that's what I've been doing. I was using that as my exercises, just practicing Maurako, practicing Poi, practicing power naps.
I need to practice that. Gosh.
Yeah, power naps. Half an hour power nap. I've mastered it, man. I mastered it.
It's meditation. Hey,
yep.
This is not power napping. This is meditation.
I just put my headphones on, and I put the power nap 30-minute off Spotify on, and listen to it and zone out. Have my power nap. Boom, up, and I'm just like whoop whoop. Yo, yeah.
Oh, my friend, you're simply, honestly, I love it when we hang out, and I have to say that every time when we catch up and we do an interview, it's never enough time. But in saying so, Ewama, those who are watching, this is Unity Wara. She is one of our many talents of Taranaki Maunga. She's from home here. She's got her connections up at Pungarehu Road, with her wānau down the road there. If you know where I'm talking about, you know. But also, Ewa, have you got any last kōrero for those who are watching?
The only other thing would be for those who are in isolation, kia kaha, and you're welcome to watch my entertainer page, because I'll probably be doing a live this weekend, because I'm not going anywhere. I'll be doing a gig online because I'm in isolation. So I might as well just do a gig. But yeah,
Perfect.
perfect.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. I feel like we need to plug that in as well. I'll talk to boss, see if we can pass it on so everybody can watch it. But thank you so much for joining us tonight on Kampao. Even though that it's everybody's like it's a reo Māori rumaki Māori show, and I'm like, yes, but sometimes our wānau, like yourself, we're still on our real journey. So I don't want to exclude our whānau. Definitely not. So thank you so much for being kind enough to give us your waiatas and watch your waiatas on YouTube, and sharing your journey throughout music. And I hope everybody enjoys their isolation with you, Ewa. And I look forward to our catch up.
All right. Ka kite anō.
No reira e te iwi, ko tai te wā kia takai te hōtaka nei ki tētahi karakia. No reira, unuhia te uru tapunu kia wātea kia māmate ngākau te tinana te wairua ki te ara takatu. Koe ara, e rongo waka iria ke ki runga kia wātea kia wāta. Aira, ko wātea. Hau, hai mai rere.